Yo, what up? Is this thing on? I think it is. Hello? Can you guys hear me? Also, new camera mount, so it's gonna be awful. Uh, okay, cool. I had to get my mic closer to my face because it was really, really shitty audio. So, which kind of sucked, but we're here, and I've got my mic in front of my face. So, let's get started. Let's see, I've got the Linux VM open. I was kind of messing around with this a little bit before stream. Um, trying to, really trying to decompile that uh, LUA file, that LUAC. Um, let me just show you the, this GL cloud file. So I've got these two files. One is one that I've been manipulating with a hex editor. And the other one is the original. The GL Cloud is the original. And sorry if I sound super stuffy. I kind of got a little bit of a head cold. But anyway, the GL Cloud is the one that I pulled off the device. This one's one that I've been manipulating. A couple things that I've learned since the last stream. Let's see. Let me show you this in a hex editor. So this is the original GL Cloud file, and there's at the top is the compiled LUA header. It goes from right about here to about 21 bytes in, and we can see I think it's 21 bytes. I can reconfirm that, but anyway, the first couple bits of this ends up being the designator that says what type of what version of LUA this was compiled for. So in our case, it's a compiled LUA file. This byte right here, the S, is this one right here, and it represents 53. And that stands for LUA 5.3. So one of the reasons why the decompilation tool that I was using, LUA deck, wasn't working is because I was using the 5.1 version. So I went back and I recompiled that for the 5.3 version of LUA, and I can show you the kind of the process for that. It's very, very straightforward. Let me get you. Oh, of course, I don't have any of that stuff open anymore. Um, let's see this one right here. So the maintainer of this package, in their docs, they show that you can compile this, build the submodules for a particular version of LUA, and then you CD into that directory and then just build it for that version. So we would just change 5.1 to 5.3. So I went through and I did that, everything compiled and everything's fine. And so now I have a LUA deck 53. This one right here. This one's compiled for LUA 5.3, and then I also have LUA deck. And this one is compiled for 5.1. So unfortunately, that didn't really work. I think it got us a little bit further, but it didn't fully work. It kind of bunks out on us more early. And I can show you that. So we can do GL cloud, GL cloud. And we still get the size underscore T size mismatch and precompiled chunk. And so this is where I believe the decompiling these with this tool, not built for OpenWRT, just for generic LUA C files, I don't think it's going to work because the architecture that we've got for this device is it's OpenWRT. It's an embedded MIPS processor, so the instruction set is probably a little bit different. And so I'm assuming that's partially what we're running into. I did find a version of LUADEC that is specifically built for OpenWRT. But I do not think this one is, I don't think this one has support for 5.3. We can try it though. I don't think this, I don't think this will work. Yeah, and that's because they don't have 5.3. They've got some stuff in here for it, but, or no, this is the non-open WRT. See, I believe it was this one that I used. Yeah, and so they don't have a version for Lua 5.3 on here. I might be able to build it for 5.3, but honestly, that's really pretty far out of my depth. I'm not super well versed in C, um, or like super low level languages. I know enough to get by, but it takes me a while, so it's probably not something that I'm going to be doing on stream. Maybe I'll do it off stream and show you guys if I get any progress on it. But for now, I don't think it's gonna really yield a whole lot. If I was to dive into that, it would probably be a bunch of boring me reading documentation. Um, but anyway, so what else I was playing with was, let's go back over to Windows. I was messing around with more of the PCAP, the Wireshark P capture, and I pulled out the data field as a column to kind of just see what the transactions back and forth are like between this device and the MQTT server. Um, and there's a couple interesting things, but nothing that wasn't kind of like shown on the last stream. Like we've got the in the data field, or this data leftover data of the packet. We've got like a URI for an MQTT message path. And you can see that's like device slash and then the MAC address slash alive. And then there's a this is our host sending it out to the MQTT server, sending this out, and then the MQTT server sends back, I guess an OK or something. And then we can see another one where the MQTT server sends out or I guess our device pulls a message from the MQTT server for the command, goes and does some stuff. I think these are just kind of like some keep alive check-in packets, so to say. Um, and yeah, that's about it. So I guess I'm just gonna kind of fart around and look at this, see if there's anything um, that I can get out of it, and maybe I can peel apart some more layers of this onion. Um, might be able to try and emulate an MQTT server. Maybe something that we can try doing. Um, Possibly, but it just depends on what the device how the device authenticates to the MQTT server, and that kind of stuff. So, let's see. Where was I? I would also like to try and poke around on the download endpoint a little bit more, and then maybe also the RPC authentication, and see if maybe there's a bypass for that, because that would be kind of fun, or at least maybe emulate the code that it uses to hash the password and send that back as a token. All right. I think before I hopped on stream, I was going through the GL-NGX session, which is the UBus backend for the authentication over this RPC endpoint. Just trying to kind of emulate it and figure out where my code is kind of falling through and not authenticating properly. Um, so as far as I can tell, we're getting stuck in this login test function. So if we go down to our login, this is our UBus connection add GL session. We've got all of our methods within that UBus feature, or object, I guess is what they call them. So our GL session object has the status, the challenge, the login, logout, touch, and session, and clear session methods. And we're trying to use this one right here, the login method. Everything looks pretty good. I can satisfy all of these conditions up until um, this point where it tries to do login test. So if not login test, um, so this is goes in and runs login test with our username and our hash. And then if that returns false, it'll go and increment our login failure counter. So let's go back up to that function login test, and we will kind of look at this a little bit more, see if maybe we can decipher why we're getting stuck on this. Um, do, 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 do. So let me go and I want to refresh this really quick. Actually, let's try something else. Our UBus dump, where is that? UBus verbose. All right, so GL session. We've got status, logout, session, touch, login, challenge. So if I do challenge, so if I do, let's see, UBus, call GL session, challenge, helps if I spell it right, gives me that. So if I pass it a dictionary, the username is root, what's it give me? So it gives me this nonce. Okay. And then let's do ubus call GL session status. So nonces, we've got nonces for the root, session 0, session count 0, nonce count 0. Okay. And then let's see. So the way this is supposedly working is we're concatenating a table separated by colons with our username, our password, and the nonce. And then the password is exactly what's pulled out of the shadow file. So let's cat tc shadow, and we'll grab this. So it's grabbing everything between these semicolons, right? So username, so if we said our username was root, it's going to get the next colon after that, and then we've got capture groups, right? Everything except for the colon. I don't know why they do it like that, but okay. And then everything except for the colon. So it should be this full hash. I think I did this earlier. Let me echo this value. Echo PW. Nope, okay. So PW equals, we'll do that. Oops. And then echo PW, just make sure we got it in there. I may need quotes. No, why am I being so bad at this? Okay, whatever. Um, so then we cat all of that together, so it should be MD5 sum. Oh, here, let's see, echo root, and then we'll do our password, and then we do our nonce, right? All right, and then they cut that crap off the end, so they pipe it to cut D. Okay. There, so that should be our hash. Now let's go to ubus call GL session login, and we are going to, let's see, oops, double quote, username colon root, and then we need, what do they call it, hash? And that gives us error code. Okay, so let's see, user and password nonce. Hmm. Yeah, so they just call it hash. Let's look at the status when the browser logs in. Hmm. Fixes some security settings, huh? Or security vulnerabilities. I mean, I really don't want this thing having network connection right now while we're messing with this, so I'm gonna unplug it. So we just have LAN access now. I don't want it going and updating or doing any weird shit. Oh, shit, I did the wrong one. Doy. Classic. Alright, there we go. Alright. Let's see, ubus, GL, ubus call, GL session, status. So we still got that one in there. I wonder if we can call challenge again. With our username root. Ah! Alright. So this has a nonce count 0. Alright, maybe we need to figure out how the nonce logic works a little bit more. Alright. So the nonces exist as an array or a dictionary. Let's see. And then let's see if our nonces, if we don't have our username and nonces, then make a fresh one. If not, then let's see, username nonce time now plus 2. Then we increase the nonce count, return nonce. Alright, so we'll make a nonce. That's what we're getting. We're getting the generate ID 32. If nonce count is greater than 5, okay. So we can't have more than 5. I wonder how long it waits. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's why it's not working. Is it's taking, so when I'm doing this through Bruno, I'm doing the challenge and then the login sequentially, they're not quick enough. Hmm. Let's do this. I don't want the curl. Give me, do you have PowerShell? PowerShell web request. Oh, but see, that's not gonna work. I think there's a way to do this, to chain requests. Bruno, was it tests? I think it was running an automation. Let's unit tests. I don't want to do unit tests. Ew. I may have to put this together in Python. That might be the easiest way to do it. Okay. Here we go, synchronous requests. No. Let me just do this in Python. That'll probably be better anyway. Okay. Let's let me get some. I don't have tooling for Python set up yet. I did not expect to be writing Python scripts this soon. So let's see. Let's close out of all this crap. Do I already have Python? No, I do. Okay, cool. No? Bruh. Python 3.14. Let's do stable releases. Alright, cool. Could also get this going on the Linux side too. Actually, it's probably already installed. Yeah. Could just do it over here. Yeah, I like that. Da, 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 da. Alright, let's see. Let's go into RFF, Mango. I guess they don't have anyone. Okay, whatever. Import requests. Always start off with an import request, right? Let's see, Python requests. I always have to look up the documentation. And we're trying to do a get response. What's a get? Post, sorry. Oh, is their website not working? Weird. Documentation. There we go. Okay, so I've got my docs. Could have just done that over here. Alright, so we want to do post requests. Let's do more complicated post requests. So we gotta set up our payload. Payload dict. And then we post it. Okay, pretty easy. Alright, payload equals. So our first one is going to be for the challenge, right? So we want username and root. Payload. Okay. Load? Wow. I am off of it today. Alright, so payload. And then let's just set up a variable for our host. Host, comma, port equals HTTP 192.168.8.1, right? Is that it? 8.1? Yes, 8.1. Okay. I guess we don't need the port. Endpoint equals RPC method equals challenge. Actually, we'll do this in order. Challenge. And then login. Right? We'll save this really quick. As desktop RFF mango. Let's make a new folder. Python. Let's see. Auth mango. How about mangoth? Mangoth. Mangoth.py. Okay. And then I also want to see these nuts. Okay, Python 3 mvn bienvenue power bottoms. So make a virtual environment here, and then we'll source it and activate, and then we'll pip3 install requests, although I'm pretty sure it's already installed. Okay. There, now we've got Python requests. So what else do we need to do? Oops. Okay, get out of here. So we just gotta request.posts in that, and then, yeah, throw it. Okay. Response equals, let's see. As REQ dot post. Nope. I cannot type host plus endpoint plus get one of these sly dogs in there. Or no, wait, I don't need that. Do I? No, I don't need that. Because the method is in the payload. Wait. How does that work? Let's go back to Bruno. So this is a post. Our body. That's right, okay. Our body contains a dictionary, JSON RPC, ID, method, params, username. Okay, let's just copy this as a reference. Go back to Linux. Wonder if this will work. No? Okay. Oops. Um, Alright, so that's our PC template. Let's go ahead and replace this with a couple of things. So that is, we'll just leave that as one. And before we send this, let's see, document. Do we have a language in here? Syntax highlighting? Python. Okay, cool. So we have our PC template. Let's see. May not even need those. Let's see. Python string formatting. Gimme, gimme. Doo -doo -doo. What am I looking for? Where is it? I was probably just looking at it. No, I don't want that. I want manual. Where is it? Where I can dot format. There it is. String format method. That's what I want. Okay. So if I want those, do I have to escape them? I don't think so. We'll find out. YOLO. RPC template. Oop. Print RPC template dot format. We want to format it with our two values. We have our method 0 and payload. And then let's just run that really quick. Key error, JSON RPC. What? Oh, yeah. I do have to escape these. Okie dokie. What? You for real? I hate escaping stuff. Key error, slash new line. Alright. Let's see. I had to do this in a hot minute. Python string. That's it, you gotta double them. Doy. Silly me. Alright, so we'll double this up. Double that up. Get rid of those. Double that up. Not that, whatever the hell that was. Okay. Oh, so I can make this larger for you guys. Sorry about that. And then go back over to here, rerun it. Single encountered in format string. Oh shit, you're right. Alright, method challenge param. It's gotta be payload or param. It's gotta be payload, username, root. I need that much. Okay, no I don't. Challenge, username, root. Okay. Params method, blah blah blah. So if we post this, let's see. Body equals RPC. Let's just copy that. Thought that would be faster, but no. Okay, so the body is that. Let's see. Response equals host plus endpoint, comma, payload equals body. And we will print the response. Session.request got an unexpected keyword argument payload. Eh. Am I reading that wrong? Oh, it's just data. Not payload. It's called data. Data. I just call this params. There we go. Come back over here, run that again. Okay, so it's not gonna give us anything because the router is not connected to this VM. So let's go ahead and fix that real quick. Let's remove that from this one, and we'll come over here to here. You know, I know you guys can't see this, but I'm over in Vert Manager, reassigning an Ethernet interface. Also used by that one. No. Actually, yes. Alright, so we should get a new NIC now. Let's see, IP.DDRSH. When I do .168.3.138. supposed to be .8.1. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Ethernet disconnected. Okay. Go ahead and move these around. Should do something. Unless I'm done. Okay. I think that's connected, right? I may have to restart it. May not appreciate me changing PCIe devices all willy-nilly. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm just stupid. Ugh. There we go. Alright, so we go to 192.168.8.1. We should get the login page. Cool, look at that. Alright, now come back over here, rerun this. Response 200. Okay, that's good. Response dot, is it text? Parse error. Okay. Username root. What did you parse? What's wrong? What is wrong? How could you parse error that? Let's just try this. Actually, you know what? Let's try a straight up string. Params is a string that looks like this. Sorry. There we go. Yeah, you like that shit, don't you? Okay. So let's do this. Let's do if response equals 200. I need to import JSON, right? Import JSON. Let's get salt. I don't know. Is that it? Result. No, okay, result. Result. Double close that because we need to. What is it for the response code? There it is, it's status code. Dot status code. Our status code is 200, then we do that, blah, blah, blah. Function object has no attribute get. You're gonna call the JSON method, you goober. Okay. I'm gonna take a break for a minute. We'll let that sit there in your noodle. And when I get back, I will finish piecing together the rest of this Python to send these requests. And hopefully, if we're fast enough, it'll give us our authentication token, so we don't have to like steal it from the browser anymore. And then we can start doing stuff like writing a Python fuzzer to fuzz some of our PC endpoints. Start messing around with it a little bit more than what we've been able to do. So let me send you guys to the idle screen to listen to some jams, and I will be right back in about 5 minutes. All right. Let's see. Everybody back? I am. I don't think anybody watches this stream live yet, but whatever. Who cares? So let's get back into it. So we did our request to do the challenge, and now we're gonna do the login. And let's see. How do we want to do this? So we gotta take our salt and our nonce. Actually, we could just hard code that value. I think hard coding the value is probably perfectly fine. Just because I'm lazy and I don't really like the password's not going to change. The salt isn't going to change. Let's see, where is it? I have it in here. Right here. We'll just copy that. And we'll do pw equals, and we'll paste it. Cool. All right, so then let's see. If response code is 200, then we want to pull the nonce out. So let's see. Nonce equals response. Actually, let's just do JSON. Get a result. So if we got the JSON data, then let's see, our nonce is going to be JSON data dot get nonce. All right. Let's see if nonce. Then we want to do our second request. So if we have a nonce, what do we need to do with it? We need to combine it with our password or username into a singular string. So let's see. And then we got an MD5 summit. So hash string equals So we want the word root. Here, actually, let's just do it exactly how they do it. Root, comma, pw, comma, nonce. And then we want to take this and we want to join it. Dot join. Do that. And then print our hash string. And let's just do sanity check real quick. There's our hash string. Cool, looks good. It's got our nonce in there. Let's just if JSON data, let's print our JSON data. Print JSON data. And let's also do import pretty print. Oh, pprint. Actually, from pprint import tprinter as pretty. I think that's it. I don't remember. Then we can do, let's see. Pretty.pprint. I think that works. Pretty print Python. Let me double check. No, oops. All right. There's import pprint, and then we'll do pretty equals pprint. Pretty printer, and then that way when we do pretty.pprint, that should work. Okay, cool. All right, so algnauts, cool, we got that. And then what we need to do is we need to send another post request. Let's see. Do challenge data. Okay. Where's p equals requests dot post plus endpoint comma data equals body. Do that again. We'll do body equals RPC template. We want method 2 this time. Method 2. I know I said 2 and I typed a 1. And then params equals username root, and then we want nonce, right? No, hash, sorry, hash. Hash, the hash slinging slasher. And then we want to format that. Okay. All right, and we're gonna want to double these up just because it says to double them up, just in case you don't want them. Okay, so params, and then we want to format that with our hash. Let's see, Python MD5 sum. Oh, nice. Come on. Are you not going to connect to both? Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Hashlib, blah, 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 blah. Hashlib MD5 hex digest. Okay. Import hashlib. Alright, so hash string, and then we want to, let's see. Hashlib. What? Oops. Hashlib.md5. Okay. MD4. Hash string, and then we want hex digest. Then let's comment this out really quick. We'll print both of these, print body. And we gotta go back over to the other network. Classic. Change your parameter names. Oh my god. strings must be encoded before hashing. Ugh, this is the part that I hate. Oh, I just have to encode it as UTF-8. Okay. Are you sure? Okay, so let's encode that really quick. Hash string dot encode. Hash lib MD5 hash string encode is UTF-8 hex digest. Okay. Do, 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 do. String object is not callable. Where's that line 48? You can't call string object. Oh. RBC. Oh. The format. Gosh. Okay, so got our params, username, root, hash, hash. Let's put that in quotes. Just so it doesn't freak out on us. Okay, cool. And then we should be able to post that now. And then get a response. Print resp. And then we want to pretty.bprint resp.json. Look, we got an SID. Look at that. Wow. Okay. Yeah, so my theory was correct in just poking around with the ubus that it was timed. It's got like a little time delay to it, sort of. And I can show you that. It's SSH root at 192.168.8.1. Yes. Eh. Okay. I just can't type. I'm typing too quick. Let's see. I'll make this larger for you guys. Preferences. Let's see. 10-point font. Let's get that up to like 19. Okay. Is that too big? No? Okay. Whatever. Alright. So, now we're on the host. Let's do ubus call GL session status. And we can see, I believe that is our session now. Let me double check. Yeah, sim4w blah 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 blah. So it times out in 14 to 20 or whatever. So I wonder if that actually does anything to timeout. But regardless, we have a session now. So now we can take this SID and we can do all sorts of other RPC endpoint stuff with it. So let's go ahead and grab that. We'll collect that out now. Let's see. Turn response. Okay, let's see. if response dot status code equals 200, then we want to return response dot json dot get results result dot get, and we want to get the SID. Okay, so let's wrap this all into a function. Get auth SID, and we will paste all this shit. We'll tab it out, and let's clean it up a little. Just make it a little bit easier to read. So that's our PC template. Let's see. So we'll do a print sending post request to host. And let's see, challenge get, and then alright, so that's the host endpoint. Okay, cool. So consider that cleaned up. Let's come down here and we'll call it. So we'll do get, what is it? What did I call it? Auth SID. Get print get auth SID, and we'll call it with host name and endpoint. Close that up and call it again. Unterminated string literal. There we go. Oh, it's fucking deaf. I've been doing too much Godot lately. It's so dumb. Go through, fix all my bullcrap. See, like, why use AI to code for you when you can fix all your own problems? Name, host name is not defined. See? Man, isn't this great? It's like vibe coding, but you're the one coding and vibing. Challenge get, nonce get, SID get. And then there's our SID, and if we go back to, look at that. We got our session. Wow. So we can even change that, modularize it for like a username. Let's try username. So that is going to be username. Let's see, dot format. No, wait, we'll just do f strings. Oops. Why does that not look right? Whatever. So that's our username, params, username again. And we'll swap this out for username. All right, that still works. We pass the username root. What happens if we pass it the username nobody? Line 55. Response code. Did it get a not? Challenge get, SID get. What do you mean SID get? No. Alright, so our SID equals response JSON get if SID, print SID get return SID. Else, let's see, print. Pretty print. Response. Do, do, do. Alright. And then let's do SID is login data.get SID. Okay, so there, if our login data and do that. Bruh. Oh, is it not sending me JSON? Let's see what that is. Login data, challenge get, login data, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I meant pprint. Challenge get, none, none. Okay. Okay. All right, login data. Okay, cool. No, not cool. Non-type object data is noted. If login data. Bruh. Oh my god, again? Okay, access denied. Challenge get. Da, 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 da. Alright, let's just get a nice looking error message printed out. Ooh, login fail. Number over the limit. Wonder what that looks like on the actual thing when you come back over your session count 0. Let's see, list? Was it list? Show? Thought it was list. Whatever. I've got it on my other thing. Do, 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 do. Where are we? Desktop, RFF, Mango, and then Ubus verbose. GL session, session touch, logout, status, clear session, login, challenge. Okay. Can we do touch? Who's that one? So if we go to our inject session, open with mousepad. Hey, let's go down to the part where it's got touch. Where is it? So this right now, if not session, then it replies error code, session ID. Huh. I think that's like the keep alive one. Okay. You alright, kitty cat? Huh? You have a bad dream? Cat had a bad dream, I guess. Freaked out. Okay. Let's see. So there was, now that we have a token, or now that we can automate getting a token, we can do some stuff like feeding that into um, some other RPC endpoints, some of the authenticated endpoints, and see if maybe there's some funny stuff we can do there. Um, hmm. Could also check out some of the other endpoints and maybe try fuzzing those. I thought it would be interesting to maybe try fuzzing the one available unexposed endpoint or unauthenticated endpoint. Excuse me. That was this one. Open with notepad, mouse pad. Actually, sorry, that was in UCI. I don't think I have that. I think it's in the juice. All right, what are we looking for? The available endpoints. These. Get lang, load locales, check initialized, and init. No auth methods. So let's go look at the UI. Oh, that does not look right. Okay. All right, this UI one, where is that at? Version 5.1, XXD UI. Pipe that to head. Yes, that's 51. Okay, cool. So let's do Luadeck. This one, UI.lua. Oops, .ui. See what that gives us. Okay, yeah, so that gives us all of this again. That's good. That's good. Okay, so let's output this to that file. Desktop, RFF, mango, lua, UI.lua. And then now, we go in and we look at this. There we go. So, requires OUI RPC, requires hardware. So what were the methods we were looking for? We were looking for getLang, load locales, check initialized, and init. So let's see. Which ones actually take our params? Got load locales. That one takes parameters. Is that unauthenticated? Load locales, yep. So what is this one? If type is string, format JSON, match params. Okay. So I was messing around with this one a little bit. This might be, if you can find a way to escape this particular string formatting, maybe. But it kind of pigeonholes you into this format that looks sort of like um, words dot more words dot JSON. So unless there's files on the system that are formatted kind of like that, I don't think there's any particularly juicy things that you can get out of it. There was this one. But this one checks to see if it's been initialized first, and if it has, then it ends and returns an error code. If it hasn't, then you can go and set it up. You can actually send the request to set it up. Which would be interesting. So it looks like load locales. Where does this one get called? Setlang. Okay, so that doesn't get called from anywhere else. That's probably when you're in the UI and you change the language, it probably calls that one on the back end. So I think realistically, the only one that you have to work with is this one, load locales. Let's just real quick do a search for, let's find anything. iname.json. We'll just look for anything JSON on this host. Yeah, so these are mostly what you're gonna see. These are the files that you're supposed to pull with that. Maybe there's juicier ones. I don't know. GL-SDK4 UI admin password. What is that? Admin PW user share. Board.json. There's lucybase.json. That one might be juicy. Let's see. Cat. Oops. All right. Let's copy those real quick. So user share, ACLT, Lucy base. Okay, let's see what that is. Oop. Hmm. So Lucy base, nobody can access board and info. What is this? Cat. That. Okay, yeah, that's just a value for JavaScript. Okay. Lucy base NTPD. Yeah, none of these look particularly juicy. What is this? ETC GCOM NCM. Bro, what is it called? And where was it? ETC GCOM. Oh my god. Copy selection. This is modem shit? Still looks like a bunch of modem stuff. Huawei. Yeah, huh. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything particularly juicy. Could try a hot plug. I don't know. I don't think that's hot plug pre-init. Yeah. Yeah, none of that stuff is useful, so even if we were able to exploit that, I still don't think it would be super valuable. We'd have to like just chain it with something else. I don't know. Maybe if you could um um what is it? JSON CJSON decode data, and then it loads it, returns locales equals locales. We could still mess with it because it looks like, I don't know. Let's try. If anything, I'll mess with it until I get bored. Let's see. Main goth. So if get auth SID, that returns the SID. Oh, it's because it's for nobody. Wait, nobody. That should be username. Alright, now let's change this to root. Get ourselves an SID. Alright. So, let's see. Let's make a function for talking to I don't know yet. Which one are we trying to do? Hmm? There was some interesting things I saw in the download. I don't think I have that open. Oh, UI download. Okay. So this is the one that I was using to download files from the host. If you're authenticated, you just download whatever the hell you want. It doesn't really care. You just give it a path. This thing is interesting, I think. It's kind of interesting because it kind of gets hit first. in this whole like path of everything before it's even like authenticated. So you can potentially get the Nginx server to do something. Maybe have the Nginx server do a server-side query, like a server-side request. Maybe because it does an Nginx request, gets the body file, calls that the name. And the only way I could get this to trigger, get this like particular code path to occur is when I did the post request. I had the right content type header, and then I just didn't post a body. There was no body with it. And it would whine about that. So that could be fun to play with. Let's try that. So do this. Because I think fuzzing the language parameter is not super exciting. The download endpoint, if you could get access to that unauthenticated doing stuff, like where you can reach files or whatever on the file system unauthenticated, that would be pretty cool. So we can try that. Let's see. Define a function. Let's see. Download file. We need a path. We need an SID. And then we need delete equals false. False. Okay, so download file, give it a path, give it an SID. And then what it's going to do is we are going to response equals requests dot post. Oh, it needs a host. Host name endpoint. Here we go. Host name endpoint. So request post host name plus endpoint. And let's just leave it at that. And then we will pretty pprint response. Need to get our pretty print. No, okay, it's all the way up there. Response.text. And let's give that a shot. So we will call download file, and then let's give it a path of, I don't know, /temp /gl underscore splat. And then we will do SID. Let's just do nothing. Host name is going to be host. Endpoint is endpoint. Right? Yeah, endpoint is endpoint. And then we'll leave delete as delete. And we'll just do that. Let's see how this whines at us. Internal server error. Okay. Let's go ahead and save those as environment variables. That way they can persist between runs. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't know. Okay, so that's giving us an internal server error. Where is that? I think that is right here because we're not passing it a body. Let's see. Post a multi-part encoded file. Oh, I forgot to do the headers. Let's see. Headers equals content type. Yeah, what the fuck did you want? And then what was it? What was it? Okay. Headers equals headers. Alright, same thing, internal server error. Okay, well, I think this is a pretty good stopping point. I'm getting kind of hungry. Gotta go eat some food. Um, we got some cool Python working. We figured out that the U-bus is picky about how quickly you interact with it. So we have to make some Python to automate those two requests, the challenge and response, which is kind of obvious in hindsight, but we did that. We can get an SID now, which means that we can interact with all these other RPC endpoints authenticated, so we can play around with those now. So I'll mess around with that and probably start up another stream at some point, detailing what we find. So if you like that, or if you like anything that you saw, go ahead, like and subscribe, or leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and I'll try my best to answer those. Other than that, have a great day.